All right, so
Perfect.
could you just start off by describing the focus or what your company is about?
Right, we're a candy factory, primarily focusing on confections, which is sugar items, manufactured here in Milwaukee.
And what category of consumers do you say your business is focused towards?
And we're focused towards kids probably at the age of 15 and under. So, Kidz Confections.
And then can you just tell us how many people you have currently employed?
We currently have 15 full-time and anywhere from 35 to 50 part-time.
And then just quickly tell us, what would you say your economic impact is on Milwaukee?
I'd say currently it's minimal, with future expectations to be slightly better than minimal. Hopefully, hopefully we can make an impact on Milwaukee's employment situation.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of jumping off that question, how big would you say is the overall market of your product?
And our overall market, I could see the marketplace that we're playing in right now is about 325 million, 300 to 325. That's nationally. So I could see our company, how that affects our company. We could probably be up in the 50 to 100 employee range,
Okay.
which would help Milwaukee's situation.
Yeah. And can you just tell us about how much of your sales goes to people in Milwaukee and then throughout Wisconsin and the rest of the country, respectively?
Yep, Milwaukee is it's a market that's dominated by pretty much one company. It's Roundy's Pick and Save Company. That's our main target.
Mm-hmm.
We've sold them in the past, and we're hoping to get some of our items into their distribution again, but currently we're not in those stores. So because we're not in those stores, the other direct buying accounts that we have provide 0.1% or 0.2% of our sales for the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
In Wisconsin in general is pretty much a smaller market for us.
And do you have any sales internationally?
We do have sales internationally, North, South America, some accounts in Asia, and one or two in Europe.
How would you compare that with the amount of customers in the United States?
The sales outside the United States, in some years we can be up in the 25% range. So 75% of our business is done in the States, maybe 25% done internationally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you talk to your annual revenue growth, particularly over the past 5 years?
Yeah, we've seen a slight increase in revenue growth. The one issue that we have is that there's severe competition from overseas players.
Mm-hmm.
So that affects our ability to obtain larger contracts, which would help our company grow its revenue. But we're made in America, based in America, and we're really focused on more quality and profit and less on revenue growth.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how there was a big recession in the past 5 to 8 years, how would you say that it affected your company?
Yeah, the recession definitely affected the company. Financially, it didn't affect it as much, but we did make some adjustments with negotiating and how we offer terms to some of our companies that buy from us, just because we felt like some of these companies were having difficulty getting through the financial crisis, and actually we were right there. There were a few that just stopped paying us, and we had to stop doing business with them because they couldn't make it. But overall, it didn't affect our profit all that much.
All right, now we'll get to a few questions that you haven't seen yet.
Okay.
Over the past 10, 15, 20 years, we've definitely seen a major technological boom in this country. Can you speak to how that affected your company, maybe productivity-wise, or has it helped or hurt you in keeping up with your competition?
It's amazing how much technology is a part of the game now, and I can't think of anything that we do in our facility that isn't affected by the fact that technology has helped us either improve, or actually in some cases it makes the process a little bit longer but more efficient eventually. So one of the examples is internet. I remember being in the office when the bosses said, "Email, what do we need email for? We have a fax machine." And I said, "Well, okay, yeah, we'll just set up the accounts. You guys don't have to use them, but email will be a good thing. You'll see. It'll be a really efficient thing that'll help your communications." So nobody saw the internet coming, and the few people that did, came in and advised us properly, and were able to successfully help our company stay, competitive with respect to the internet and the processes that the internet provides. So a lot of our customers now, for example, we don't even send them paperwork. They send an order to an online site. We download the order onto our computer. We process it. We process another document that then gets uploaded to their website, so they know how much to pay us. The receiving is done online. The billing is done online. In some cases, the monies are just put right into your checking account, so you don't even receive a paper check anymore. So there's a lot of managing of information. At the same time, it can get a little bit more complicated when you go to collect a bill and you don't have a whole lot of documentation to send to your customer because everything's been done electronically.
Yeah.
I had a customer, this was last month, it took them 9 months to figure out that they owed us money. And it was a very large company, and we had all the documentation and everything, but they had to research for 90 days the shipments that we were discussing with them, because they have so many millions of shipments that come into their warehouses every year. And back in the day, it probably would have been a simple phone call and a few faxes of FedEx. But now everybody is so focused on the internet and uploading and downloading information that it gets a little bit more complicated. And I think what they worry about is maybe the integrity of the security on the internet. There are even some companies that prefer not to use the internet because they don't feel it's safe.
Yeah.
So they still send checks, and then they still do things the old-fashioned way. They'll issue a purchase order and mail it to you. But those companies are they're few and far between. Most are focused on internet communications. Everything's faster. You hope that it makes you more efficient, but like I said, sometimes it kind of slows you down a little bit. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
All right, moving into the final couple questions. Where would you see your company in 5, 10, 20 years? Growth-wise, or just moving forward?
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can continue to grow the business in Milwaukee. One of the issues that I see is that there's a lot of competition from overseas. So we have to be very conscious of that competition, and we can't directly compete, for example, with companies from China.
Yeah.
They're always going to have better price. They're always going to beat us on that factor. But if we're able to innovate and stay competitive with good customer service and quality business ethics, I think we can expand our company, probably to 3 times the size we are today. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one final question, I think.
Yeah.
And we've been asking this to the other people that we've had to interview.
Sure.
One of the things we have to do for this project is forecast the economic state of Milwaukee in the future, 5, 10, 20 years.
Right.
We just wanted to know where you think Milwaukee is headed in the future, without getting too political, of course.
Right. I got to tell you, I've been here now for 25 years, and I'm a little discouraged that the people that are running the county and the city and even the state haven't done more to help small business like us, for example. You think it's still working? You good?
Yeah, we're
Okay. So, I hope that we get some super intelligent people to lead us through this. I call it like a glut, because it seems like from the time that I've been here, and I've been all over the country and in certain parts of the world, I see everybody else growing.
Yeah.
And I see Milwaukee kind of stagnant, not much going on, and not so much investment, and not too many companies expanding. And, of course there are shining stars among us, but I don't see the people of Milwaukee that are in power coming to small business saying, we're going to help you, grow. I almost see the opposite. So, not to get political, but like you said, I think a lot of that has to do with the people that are running the city and the state. And if they don't run things properly to encourage business to invest here, business is going to take off. And one of the reasons why our company even came to Wisconsin 25 years ago was because there were tax credits, and the energy price in Wisconsin was less expensive than Chicago. So our facility, which was a Keebler facility in Chicago, moved to Wisconsin to benefit from those lower prices, to be more profitable. Well, it's not that case anymore. You can almost move outside of Wisconsin and be more profitable with respect to energy. Energy, they haven't done anything in the state to protect the business owner. They've only done things to protect We Energy. So, you can analyze the different aspects of the business and the costs associated, but this state is very expensive to, operate a business in the state compared to other states. So that has to change, and unfortunately we're relying on government to make some of those changes. They need to deregulate the energy business to allow competition so that there's not just one company that dominates, because that's the way it is right now.
Yeah.
They need to analyze, small business practice and see where they can help us. Taxes keep going up. They should be going down, and encourage business to invest more in the state. Don't discourage business. So get the right people in those positions of power and talk to the small business owners and see what it is we need. Otherwise it's really difficult to grow under those circumstances. So I wish I had a better answer, more positive answer, but that's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm a positive person, but when someone asks me that question, it's really difficult to answer in a positive way.